The Wednesday week is sponsored by the Riverside Cafe, new outside bar, now open on match days.
There's a chance here, a great save, a turner from McClare. Mike Hunt, a terrific goal by Sheridan.
Brexman against Jones. Get in.
You could have two goalkeepers in there that would have trouble saving that.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Wednesday Week, the Sheffield Wednesday podcast. I'm Lord Hillsborough, and with me at the moment, I'm on my own. The first part of this evening's proceedings all went wrong, so the instructions are missing. But let me please rest you assured that we have Victoria on the line. Hello. And we have Mr. Hoyland on the line. Hello. And there was some hilarity that was spoken throughout this first little bit. Unfortunately, we've lost the chuffer. So, after all that loveliness happened, we started having a little chat about the Huddersfield game, and Mr. Hoyland set us off with this.
Almost immediately have half the team seemingly get injured in the first 5-10 minutes. Honestly, I was kind of fearing the worst. It felt like one of those games where Wednesday were going to underperform, and we'd concede a goal fairly early on. We'd make a bit of a comeback, but fairly ineffectual, and we'd end up losing 2-0. That's honestly how I felt after about 15-20 minutes. I thought that was the way it was going to go. But then we were pleasantly surprised. And you know what? It felt quite a lot like the sort of performances that we put in away from home last year, where a lot of teams came at us early on. We weathered the storm. We were very solid, and we came back at them and kind of got our rewards later on in the game. Whether it was fitness, whether it was that little bit of extra class, but we grew into the game. And by the time that we scored, I think the wind was blowing in only in one direction. I can't imagine at that point that even if we hadn't scored, that Huddersfield would have been able to keep us out, because we'd started to really impose ourselves on the game. And I'm being completely fair to Huddersfield, they are a good side, and I can't imagine they're going to be struggling this season. But it really was a situation where our class shone through in the end. And for me, that was all that mattered. There were no great goals. There was no ridiculously good football, but we ground out a result, and a winner from a penalty was probably what we deserved. 3 points, 5 wins from 7. Yes, thank you. We'll take that, back down to Sheffield and move on to the next one.
We were very extraordinarily close to an absolute belter of a goal from Fetch, weren't we? A massive clearance lofted upfield. It must have almost left the atmosphere. And when it came back down, Fetch's control, that first touch, he just pulled it out the air. It was amazing first touch. We've not seen that from a Wednesday play for a long time.
My lord, those couple of inches always make a difference, don't they? And that was the issue on Saturday.
I shall take your word for that, my darling.
And there speaks a subject matter expert.
It's not always about the length, but the girth as well. And unfortunately, after that wonderful takedown,
I crossed that off my notes now.
It was the girth of the post, absolutely.
It was the girth of the post that caused the issue. And I was so disappointed that didn't go in, because it would have been amazing. We'd have been talking about that for years and years and years, and it was so frustrating. We had other chances as well, of course. Hoop had a header that just sort of didn't quite reach him from an open net, if you like. But one of the things that we haven't spoke about for a while, which we used to waffle on about every single week, was the Westwood performance as well. Of course, Westwood made some cracking saves again, didn't he?
He was brilliant, wasn't he? He just shone last weekend. Everyone else played great, don't get me wrong, we won and everything else, but he was just unbelievable. And for once, I don't think it was the fault of the defence as such that made...
Hey, Stuart Vanilla's back!
There she is.
As such.
Yeah. But I don't think it was actually their fault for once. I think we were just playing a really good side. I don't think that it was like it has been for a few weeks, give or take, in that Westwood has had to save everything and panic and come out and do his job. I think he did really, really well, and he made some brilliant saves that proves why he's the guy that he is and why he earns the money that he does and why he's played and been where he has been. Because on Saturday, I think Sunday? Yeah, Sunday.
Sometime last
Sunday. I've worked every day, I don't know. But I think he really, really showed, like, back to old school Westwood again, which we'll come to. But I feel like we'll come to it. But it's been a long time coming, and whether or not that crushed him for tonight, I don't know. But he did come back as the old school Westwood that we do remember, and he pulled off some great saves.
That's the first time in a while that I've heard the phrase "old school Westwood" and not had some DJ going,
Jay-Z
"Yeah, drop the ball, the big dog is in the house, old school Westwood." Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And you know what? I think it's almost like the something that we daren't say before tonight is that I think if all of us kind of sat down and thought about it, he's not had a brilliant season so far. He hasn't been the Westwood of last year. And
he's had a pretty shit defence in front of him, though, hasn't he? Let's be honest. Tom Lees has gone to shit.
Yeah, he's had to do something very different this year from what he did last year. But it's great to see him back doing what he did last year. And so I think we can conclude that he's not fallen off. There may be some changes in front of him that we need to address, but Westwood is still the man, and he's going to deliver for us when we need him to.
Westwood, yeah! Woo!
Pow, pow, pow!
Coming to you live on a Sunday night on Radio 1.
Well, one of the things that Westwood has, I think, possibly missed is Mr. Padil to his left-hand side. Unfortunately, that is one of the things that almost happened when it came to that goal, when the shot came in off, is it a chap called Van Parrott or something ridiculous like that? It sort of bounced off Padil. Westwood was going the wrong way. He saved it with legs.
Sorry, if you're going to call him Van Parrott, you've got to call him Poodle.
Well, a veritable zoo on the pitch that day, and the relief on Westwood's face. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it as well. But when he turned around and it just,
that was brilliant, wasn't it? That was awesome.
Ever won it.
There were two great moments in that game, and I'm sure we'll come to the second one shortly. But that was one of the best moments ever. They just cut in, and he was like, "You fucking bastards!" Like, you could just see it on his face. Like 100% was like, "Saved your ass there, knobhead," wasn't it? Like 100%.
Now, of course, possibly the best moment to come from that game of them all, Mr. Wallace having a
what a legend! And do you know what? Do you know the best thing was, like, we'll get onto the video in a minute. But when we tweeted about it and everyone was talking about it, there were so many other clips came up of Wallace with his bants during the game that I'd almost forgotten, because it was during such a pinnacle time and such an exciting time to be a Wednesday fan that you almost forgot about those bits. But there were so many that people were retweeting of stuff that he'd done that was just hilarious.
Absolute king of banter. And you know what? I think it's the measure of a man, isn't it? That he was there. A lot of the stuff that we remember came at kind of the sharp end last season as well, didn't it? How ice cool is that guy that even when he is, scoring absolutely vital goals for us, or, he's creating stuff in the middle of the park, he's attacking on the flank, he's got so much stuff to think about, and yet in a split second he managed to come up with some of the funniest stuff that you've ever seen on a football pitch. He must have ice in his veins. Either that or literally doesn't care about football. He's just he wants to play football long enough that someone spots him and gives him a job presenting, The Wall on BBC or Pointless or something like that. He's an absolute legend.
I'd love to see him present The Wall, to be fair.
Bring on
the Westwood! And he'd just be like this massive circle that he can't possibly move around. That's Kieran Westwood.
The other thing, of course, about that particular incident is our lovely, fantastical video editing superstar, Mr. Richard Tissington, and his own little take on what was on that note as well. If you guys haven't seen that video, which, to be honest, if you're Wednesday night and you haven't, I'd be very, very surprised, because on Facebook, essentially, as we speak at the moment, it's been viewed about 4.5 and a half. Let's start again, shall we?
How many times has it been viewed?
It's been viewed lots
Stop
and
doing
lots
this to
and
me.
lots and lots and lots of times over there on Facebook. Around about 4,500, which is absolutely
No, it's got to be more than that. 450,000.
45 million.
45,000.
25,000 million billion
Wow.
times it's been viewed on
Bloody
Facebook.
hell.
And I
I
tell
hope we're
you
getting
what,
money for that.
it deserves every single one of it. If you haven't seen it and you're not one of the 5 bajillion people that have viewed that video, pop over to Facebook, have a little nosy. It is absolutely hilarious. Well done, R3.
Friend of the show, Chris Holt, also put it in the start, didn't he?
But surely
Legend.
that our editing genius couldn't claim some kind of reward from the star for using his bits and bobs to click on their bits.
He can have a T-shirt from our shop, my lord. And I believe it's on its way.
So yes,
Can he get hold of a complimentary Dom Housen mask?
Possibly, yeah.
if not,
I'm just thinking. I'm
I
just
think
thinking
James
Halloween's
has
coming
got
up.
shitloads in his boot. So,
and if not, a James Selfie will do absolutely fine. And of course, so after that one, because I must admit, I was a bit surprised that we'd be taking points from Huddersfield in the manner that we did, which was brilliant. Huddersfield fans didn't seem too pleased, though, did they? There was some controversy at the time of if the penalty was a penalty, but after seeing the replays and everything, I don't think that anybody could possibly disagree with
there's
that.
always going to be, though, isn't there? I mean, nobody gives away a penalty and says, oh, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, fair play, it's a penalty. Nobody does. Everyone always kicks off about it. But at the end of the day, yes, it wasn't like he was using his arm to defend the ball. He didn't just hold his arms up, as we've seen tonight in the Barcelona match, I believe it was. But nobody held their arms up. But at the end of the day, it hit his arm and it bounced out. So therefore, he stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. So you can't argue with it. Like, it's one of those things that at the time we'd all be like, oh, it was never a penalty. It was never a penalty. Did you agree? But actually, looking back, it really, really was. It was. And you can't fault it. And Fessie's penalty was brilliant as well.
I thought it was a penalty at the time. It's nailed on. If you approach the ball with your arms up in the air and it hits your arms, it's a penalty. There's a reason why fullbacks and centre-backs do that weird shuffle when they're inside the box, where they put their arms behind their back, as if they're kind of half doing like a Boy Scout parade type thing. It's because they know that if they're moving towards the ball and the ball hits them on the arm, it's going to be a penalty. So that's why they do it. So if you go full-on kung fu style, jumping kick, as he did, it's going to be a penalty. So I can't even believe that it was controversial. I thought it was nailed on from the moment that it happened in real life. So, yeah, and you're absolutely right, Vic. What a penalty from Fessy. Because, again, a player
Cool.
Yeah, a player that's not in the greatest of form compared to last season. He could quite easily have tried to force it, tried to go for power and put it high and wide, or err on the side of caution and put it right down the throat of the keeper. But again, ice in his veins. What an unbelievable penalty, and well deserved. And
it's one of the things that Huddersfield really don't like is Fessy, because he always seems to do well against Huddersfield, doesn't he? Historically. So there was a rather lot of boos and jumping about and bits and bobs trying to put him off that shot, but as you quite rightly say, it was an absolute belter. It really, really was. One little thing though, has Fessy started cutting his own hair? Is this his new sort of I've got no money type protest thing? What's happened to his head?
No, actually, my lord, I believe he shaved his head for the Hayley's cancer appeal.
Oh, fantastic.
I think that's what it was. So a couple of weeks ago, we saw him with like a number 1, number 2 cut, which looked a bit weird. But now it started growing back, and he looks like a little mole from the Sylvanian family.
Yeah, no, I think
cute.
I think you might be right though, Lord H, because it hasn't exactly grown back, ideally, or even regularly. You'd expect by now he'd look like the muff on Vic's microphone, or the something on Vic's muff. I can't work out which one, but it would look even, and it doesn't. It looks like he's had a little bit of a go and at shaping it, perhaps with a not professional implement. So,
like
Fessy, if you're listening, what, like Barry Banan? No, not that. That kind of
Banana.
So, no, I would suggest you're well paid. There's probably hairdressers all over the city of Steel who are ready to sort you out. So don't do it yourself. By all means, bit of personal grooming, intimate if need be, but your hair, that's for everyone to see. You go and get that done professionally.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, so after all that came and went and was lovely and everybody was happy, then came this evening's match. Now, we do have to say that we're recording more or less right after the Cardiff game has finished, so that's why James isn't here, because he's off in Cardiff falling about and doing James-type things. So we apologise for that. Fudge is, well, it's Fudge, isn't it? It could be anywhere. Literally, if you look under your table right now, there's a very strong possibility Fudge could be there. So yes,
there's a very strong possibility that Fudge is under your table if you happen to be called Lee Peacock. Other than that, it's probably or Reader Johnson for that matter.
He's under your table and your Lee Peacock is sweeping, isn't he?
He's under the table, sat cross-legged, but holding your coat in his arms. If you're Lee Peacock.
Bless him.
Is he coming on? Is he joining us, Fudgy?
I've just texted him. He hasn't replied.
Well, there was a possibility
that's no surprise.
of Fudge coming on, but then no doubt if he just comes on, he'll just appear out of nowhere and surprise us all with a lovely type Fudgy thing that Fudgies do. A bit weird. But no, of course, off down to Cardiff, and of course down there we have Mr. Colin waiting for us, all happy and lovely. But the Colin tactics, they started off Cardiff and just whipped one in straight from the blinking kick-off, didn't they?
Yeah, ridiculous. And you know what? There's a bit of me that says I actually quite like it when we're playing against Colin, and I quite like it when he thinks he's got the upper hand on us, because that's when you see the Colin that we love to hate. We've played against him in the past, and when Wednesday go 1-0 up or even 2-0 up, he gets really mardy about it, and you don't see the Colin that we all love to hate. When he thinks that he's onto a winner, then he starts getting all arrogant Colin, little satisfied with himself Colin, little the same Colin that he did an interview, didn't he, when he was manager at Bramall Lane, and he said he'd love to be manager at Wednesday, and he'd sign a load of dickheads and take us down. That kind of Colin where he feels really smug. So I didn't mind too much that we were 1-0 down, because we got to see that Colin, and I didn't think that Cardiff had it in them to put us away. I honestly thought that we would get chances and we'd score goals. I was kind of hoping it'd be more than one, but such is life. But yeah, a little bit annoying though to concede like that. But even before that, did you see right from the kickoff? They had a right go, and Westwood was at full stretch to tip that one aside, wasn't he?
Do you think that was something that came from the players or something that came from the Colin?
I know he used to preach football that Brian Clough would not have enjoyed. It was very much lump it forward. But even Colin used to lump it forward to a striker. He didn't just lump it forward as a shot. So no, I don't think that was it.
I know this is controversial, but I really like Neil Warnock. I think he's someone that should be in football for a long time. I've always missed him when he's not in the league, when he's not around, because he's so interesting to watch. He's like, there's him and Ian Holloway. And obviously Holloway loves us, so that's not an issue. Warnock hates us. But he's such a cool guy. I remember about 15 years ago, no, 13 years ago, driving home from work, and I was in my car that had all Wednesday stuff all over it because I was desperate and a teenager, and he was in front of me, And he was swearing at me, he was beeping me, he was like doing all sorts of stuff. I was like, who the hell is this guy? But it was Neil Warnock, and I was like, do you know what? What a guy. That is the exact type of thing that you would do if there's a blade behind you. And you saw the guy be like, I'm not letting you out. And I just thought, he's a classic old school manager. And I defy anybody in Sheffield. Yes, you might be a Wednesday fan or whatever, but he is the ultimate Sheffield bloke that manages a football team. He just happens to manage our opposite team. That's the only issue there. It really, really is. There's no other problem with him. He's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, he's a knob. We'll say he's a knob for tonight. He is a knob.
I was listening to another football podcast earlier on today, actually. Football Ramble. You probably heard of it. They're quite a lot bigger than we are. And they had a bit of a Colin story on there as well, where he was speaking to a journalist who happened to be an Arsenal fan, and he mentioned that, he was having a bit of a dig about Colin. It was whilst he was at Palace, and Colin eventually came back with, our Adam, he knows what he's speaking about when it comes to Arsenal, but he doesn't really know about anything else, does he? And it's just like, shut up, you titty. Stop being a pen in the bum.
Shut up, you titty.
He's just a titty. But I must admit, in a strange sort of way, I was quite happy that Cardiff had scored first, because it gave us an opportunity to wipe that smug little file off his big titty face, didn't it? And I mean, the play that came afterwards, do you think we managed to do that, or do you think Colin will be quite happily smug with the point he's taken away from us this evening?
I bet he's absolutely smug about it now, given that literally from... No, it wasn't actually from the moment they scored, but it was from the moment where it looked like we were in trouble, i.e. injury to Westwood, goal down, etc., etc. We then started absolutely hammering them. The last 10 minutes of the first half, I don't think they mentioned Cardiff once. It was just floods of attacks from Wednesday. And it was an example of how we played at our best last year. And unfortunately, there wasn't really the end product, because we could have overwhelmed them. We could have been 3-4 up before half time. And as it happened, we didn't. But it was complete dominance. And for all the bluster, for an early goal, which any team, especially teams that are struggling, need, for all of that, the Cardiff fans were very, very quiet, because we kept them quiet. And I think it was a very impressive performance by us. And I think all it did was highlight the issue that we've got perhaps this season, is that we don't really have that cutting edge. And it's a worry, because we're not scoring as many goals as we probably deserve. And for all the shuffling of the pack, we don't seem to have an answer yet. But no, we absolutely mullered them, didn't we, after that goal?
Absolutely, we did. Absolutely. Now, a chap that hopefully we can get on the line.
We're ringing James. This could be very exciting.
Oh, here we go.
Here it is.
Hello?
Jamesy, old boy. I believe you're in a pub in Cardiff somewhere.
You are live on the Wednesday week. Please do swear.
Please feel free to swear. So, James, I believe you're in a pub in Cardiff somewhere, literally just after the game.
I am literally in a pub, literally after the game. All that is true.
And are you literally in Cardiff as well?
I am, yeah. It's I'm going to be honest, it's shit. It's really shit in Cardiff.
Cardiff
what
in general,
fucking
or that
Cardiff
particular
is.
establishment?
The place I'm right now is actually not bad. The rest of Cardiff, I can confirm, is shit.
So, we've just been having a bit of a natter about the game this evening. Of course, you've been there. We were just saying that, Colin's a bit of a titty. But barring that, obviously after seeing the game, what were your thoughts on the whole thing?
I thought we played really, really well. I thought that it was ours for the taking, and we come away probably a little bit disappointed to have not won the game. I thought that to a man we played really, really well. We probably should have taken the lead in the first half. It's a bit disappointing that we come away thinking that we sort of nicked a point, because it should have been wrapped up, to be fair.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously we've not seen the whole thing just yet, and I've listened to the game this evening, but the Abdi performance seems to be sort of causing a few waves. What do you think of him in the first half?
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really notice him. It wasn't like Kieran Lee. I took a lot of notice of. He was definitely in the game. I thought that Abdi was quiet. Didn't do a lot to get noticed. I'm not surprised he went off at half time. It was. It didn't do anything wrong. This is the story of Abdi's Wednesday career. To be fair, he didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't do anything to get noticed.
When the change was made, and obviously Fessy came on, did you feel a bit more confident in the team at that point?
Yeah, I thought second half it was kind of like the Wednesday that we know. It was I come away from that game feeling disappointed to have not won, and I think I was based basically on the second half performance. I thought that we were a really good second half. It was ours for the taking. If we'd have lost that game, then it was ours to lose. If that makes sense. I think Fessy made a massive difference at half time. Just generally second half, we played a lot better. I thought it was ours for the taking in the second half. We should have won that game.
Was it a bit of a strange sight seeing Adam Reach playing up front? Because for a period, it looked like Carlos had lost it completely and just had decided to throw any kind of shit into the formation and see what happened. Did that happen?
Do you know what?
Was Reach actually playing up top?
We were trying to figure this out because we were looking at it, trying to work out where Kieran Lee was playing. And we were like, Kieran Lee's playing on the left. Like, he started as a right back, and then he moved into central midfield, and now he's playing on the left. What the fuck is going on? And then we worked out that Reach was playing in the middle. We were like, I appreciate trying to confuse the opposition, but trying to confuse your own fans is a bit weird. Like, what the fuck is going on? It was weird. It made no sense. Like our formation in the first half was confusing. And I'm sure there was logic to it. I'm sure they kind of like talked about it in training and they thought about it. But yeah, playing Reach as number 10, but playing Kieran Lee on the left, probably not the right way to go. What did you guys think?
We only listened, to be fair, so we weren't there.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been drinking since 4, so listening on the radio is probably about the same level that I'm at now. So,
well, this was going to be my point, James.
Oh, yeah.
You've been there in Cardiff.
Hello, here he is.
Is
Hang
he?
on.
I can't let this go. I can't let this
look
go.
at that. Have you got
wait a
everyone
minute.
on tonight? You've got every fucking wanker on tonight, haven't you?
I sneaked a
And
bit
there's
of
me in
Fudge
fucking Cardiff.
I was going to say, there you are in a different country. Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Do you know what?
Time is
Fudge,
it there? What time is
just
it there?
for you, Fudge. I took a photo of Pop World in Cardiff just for you.
brilliant.
I'll send it to you later.
That was nearly a Costa coffee, that venue. I can tell you all about it.
Do you want to pick a man of the match? I'll ask Tom who's with it. Tom, who would you pick as man of the match?
I
feel
like there should be some music
I
here.
think
Right?
I would. For the second game in a row, I would think I would go David Jones. I thought David Jones was solid tonight. I think he's played 2 brilliant games, and he's proven the point about how we need a really good defensive midfield player for us to do well.
What's he got in his locker? Hey! Did you hear that, kids? I'm available all week. Try to deal.
Obviously, with the Wednesday nights down there, Jay, is there a good feeling down there at the moment? Are people seem to be generally happy with what's going on?
Yeah, I thought in terms of like the fans, I thought we were positive throughout. I thought the atmosphere in the second half was brilliant. It's always like the away atmosphere is always different to a home atmosphere, and it certainly didn't feel like there was anyone that got a bit of a downer about it. I thought that it was all dead positive.
I must admit, even listening on the radio, the fans just didn't stop singing. You're sort of crammed into an odd little corner as well, weren't you, up there? Nobody puts Wednesday in the corner. Sorry, that's terrible. That's even worse.
Well, obviously Cardiff do. But do you know what? I mean, they did this. I've never done this before. Where we got up to the top of the stairs and we showed them our ticket. They went, "Yeah, just sit where you want."
Oh.
So there was no kind of like.
Chesterfield all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. Just fuck it. Just sit where you want. Doesn't matter.
One thing that did seem impressed with, Jay, was the half-time beverage arrangement at Cardiff. I noticed you popped a little tweet out there saying how wonderful it was.
Oh, don't get me started. It was superb. I mean, seriously, superb. So I came down on 42 because we were losing at half time, so 42 is fine. And I got down to the bar bit, and they got like metal sort of gates, so you had to like weaned your way through the little gates. And when you got there, and I said, so they actually sold their own beer, so it was like a smooth something or other. So I said 2 pints of that, and before I got the money out of my pocket, they put the pints down because they'd already got them pre-poured. I actually took a photograph of behind the bar where they got like 4 drinks on sale, and they got like 10 pints of each already poured out. It was just perfect. So I went down on 42. I got served at 44. I had to stand there for 6 minutes waiting for Tom to come down so he could grab my drink so I could go for a fucking wee, which was also perfect. And it was, honestly, they've got it absolutely nailed on here. It was.
For the sake
brilliant.
of contrast here, let's examine the same situation as it happens in the North Stand. So you're losing at half time. We go down on 42. You're probably queuing by 43. The beer runs out on 59, so you get a pint of a beer that you don't want on 66. It takes till 74 to drink it, and then you go back up just in time to see Kieran Lee score in the 96th minute.
You missed out the bit on about 70 where a girl goes,
What do you do at half time?
That's literally got no context at all.
That was supposed to be like a confused voice where you say like, have you got any beer left? Not like a sexual sort of thing where.
I was going to say, I've spent every half time with you and I've never seen that happen.
Right, Jay, so thanks ever so much, Joe. Are you staying for a bit, or are you off having a beverage now, Bobby?
No, we're in a pub now. I think we've got 3 or 4 pubs to do, and we're going to be out till about 1ish.
We're best let you get on, then, Jay. Thank you so much for popping and seeing us, Jay.
It's a pleasure. Please don't broadcast any of this because I'm really drunk, so I'll not remember any of it.
No, we'll put it for the blooper reel at Christmas.
Cheers,
Well done, James.
Love you guys.
Love you.
See you later, brother.
Night.
All the best, mate.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
Whether you're celebrating a birthday, a wedding or anniversary, maybe you've passed your driving test, or you've landed a new job. Well, whatever your reason for a party, the Riverside Cafe is the perfect location on Catch Bar Lane overlooking Hillsborough Stadium. To inquire about hiring us for your function, call 07989 856 054 or 0114 232 6121.
So anyway, kids, how's it going? How's the night been? You all right? I've been working. My apologies. I didn't have the opportunity to record it from the office, as per usual.
We've done all serious stuff. We're into just free-form banter now, aren't we?
Oh, brilliant,
Yeah,
brilliant.
pretty
Anyway,
much.
my new boss has been texting. My new boss Andy has been texting me of late. I promised I'd give him a shout, and all of a sudden, obviously, as him and I have got to know each other, if the Wednesday don't win, I think I kind of owe him money. I think that's how it works because he texts me and says, "Are you going to win today?" And I go, "Of course we are. We're all Wednesday, aren't we?" And when we don't, I think I have to pay him this money back. I think that's how our relationship's going to work. You know what I mean? So Andy, how's it going? All right. I promise I won't say fuck or bugger while I'm running that venue. Cheers.
This could be a rather expensive season for you, Fudgy, Albin.
It's going to be, isn't it? It's going to be. He's going to come and see me every Saturday evening and go, "Well, you owe me 40 quid now, Dan, because you fucked up this accumulator." Sorry, boss. Yeah.
So now James has popped off. Let's be a little bit naughty, shall we? And let's have a quick look at the table, because the point that we gained this evening from our heroic draw against a Colling team has popped us up into the playoff spots. And the table is starting to take a little bit of shape now, because there's only sort of 7 teams that have achieved the 20 points mark at the moment. So again, looking at the start we had last season, because we weren't anywhere near this kind of form last season, can we start to be a little bit optimistic now about maybe even pushing for that top 2 spot? Because
no, No,
it's gone.
Let's not go there. Let's just. I'm not booking anything for that weekend in May.
You won't
just
need
in
to.
case. You never know what happens. Yeah, but
I'll tell you what. Listen, Vic, book it off
what?
work anyway. And if we don't get there, me and you will go skeggy. We'll get a caravan.
Oh, it's like Alan Partridge. But no, I can't cope with it again. I can't cope with playoffs.
What? Why?
That shit.
Again? You get? Whoa! My girlfriend listens to this. What do you mean you can't cope with it again? We haven't, Sean. We've not done a weekend in Skegness. It's just bants.
But no, I can't do it again. I can't. I'm sorry, Sheffield Wednesday. It's got to be one thing or the other.
We won't need to do it again, Vic, because this season we're going to be pushing for top 2.
Are we? Are we really? Or are we putting too much pressure on ourselves? Should we just say, do you know what? It didn't happen last year. Let's rebuild, regel this year. See what happens. Yeah, cohese again. See what happens, and then next year we'll go automatic. I'm quite happy this year to save 500, 600, 700 quid and not go to London. I can't. And my heart, I can't do it. I can't. Let's just. It's either automatic or it's nothing. Can't.
But I had the best day. I didn't care. At the end of the day,
it was a lovely day. But I haven't paid my mortgage. In June.
Yeah, some things are more important, to be fair, like, you know what I mean? But no, I think as far as the league's concerned, it's going to take, it's looking like Norwich and Newcastle are starting to get their, find their form and, you know, they're starting to get their shit together. Huddersfield, the wheels have finally fallen off. And like I said last week, you know, I'm glad that they've buggered off now because they were just invading a party that they weren't invited to. So I think what's going to happen is by the end of the season is that we're going to have a top 2 that have come down from the Premier League. Aston Villa have done, and it'll probably be the same 3 teams that were in the playoffs last year and another one. You know what I mean? Maybe Villa, you never know. But I can't see much else happening, if I'm honest. I think we need to make sure we kick on and look after our own end and listen to James when he says don't look at the table till Christmas, but I'm glad that Huddersfield have fucked it up.
The good job is that for all of you, I have done some things with science, right? So I've used science to see into the future.
Don't you be coming over here, Eddie, using facts and science on this show.
Absolutely. So, what I did, I've gone through the rest of the fixtures for the rest of this season, right? And I have used science to predict the result. And I don't want to give too much away, but Wednesday finishes champions, having won every one of the remaining games.
And that's Brian Cox, everybody.
Is it? I'm intrigued as to what this science is. This science, do you play it on a PlayStation 4?
No, it's not. No, what I did was I realised that what I want to happen should happen, and so science has a way of doing the right thing. So if I want it to happen, that's the right thing. That is science, and science cannot be stopped. And so therefore, we win every game between now and the end of the season, and we get promoted. So I'm not even worrying about it anymore. To the point where I'm even going to a wedding in Santorini, and I'm flying out the day of the playoff final. That's I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. To the point where I've just dropped the best part of $2,000 on a 10-day holiday to Santorini. So, yeah.
Really?
So basically, what I'm saying is, I've got science on my side. Fate, bring it on.
You can't just say science. You can't just bandy around the word science like you know, because I've said so. Science, bitch. Do you know what I mean?
Come to think about it, I did get a D in biology GCSE. So I might not have thought this through.
But I like your optimism, Ed. I like your optimism. Like you've gone, don't need playoff final, going on holiday. Are these good friends of yours that are organising weddings in early May?
They're that good that I've had sex with both of them.
Oh well, you can go for you know.
Oh my God, there's so much sex tonight.
Post wedding, you know, menage a trois. You can be the lucky Pierre in the middle. If it's 2 blokes, you can make a daisy chain. I'm now just saying gay practices that I've read in Viz now, aren't
I? Possibly, Obi, possibly. Right then, ladies and gents, let's crack on with some Wednesday news, shall we? First thing on the agenda, we do have to say congratulations to Mr. Fletcher, because it does seem they have a new addition to the family, which is brilliant. We're just a little bit careful about this, because obviously before the Uddersfield game, when Fletcher wasn't on the team sheet and everybody was wondering where he was, it was all lovely, but Carlos did kind of scare us all a little bit. He said Fletcher wasn't here due to a family health problem. Now, I'm hoping that means that obviously mother and baby are doing terribly well and there's no actual issues there. Obviously Fletcher wasn't there tonight, which is perfectly understandable, but fingers crossed everything's okay, and congratulations, Fletch. And clearly a little girl deserves a really strong name like Lord Hillsborough. I think would be a perfect name.
Fudge.
Victoria. I really hope they've called her Victoria.
Victoria
awesome.
Fudge Fletcher.
Yes! Oh my God, we could have our own Fudge.
Yeah, that'd be
I always think that if you're called Fletcher and you're a footballer and you have a child, you're missing out by not calling it Carl. tell you what, hey, 99% of my Facebook friends won't get that reference.
Oh,
like and share if you do.
Till I die.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, you dragons.
I hated that programme. I hated it. I really hated it.
That is so disrespectful to me and Eddie. So
I'm hyperventilating with anger.
We live for that show. Live for it. I bet you're the Dragon Slayer, aren't you? You're the one on the forums, you
Dragon Slayer.
bastard.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. Are we still recording?
Oh, there's a reference. Nobody else will get, Eddie. Just me and you.
All over that. In all seriousness, let's rewind to the Christmas of 2002. I bought my wife an actual Carl Fletcher number 9 Harchester jersey. In all honesty,
I have a Harchester shirt somewhere, definitely.
Yeah,
didn't we buy one for Tom?
Was it Harchester? Or was it Worksop Town? One of them.
Oh, we bought him a Worksop Town one. I thought we got him a Harchester one. Same thing. Both bullshit teams. Oh, we just listen. It's fine.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen. So next little bit of Wednesday news. Of course, some rather sad news actually, especially should we say for Mr. C. The King of Thailand, apparently the longest serving monarch in the world, unfortunately passed away. So as a mark of respect, you might have noticed at the Huddersfield game, Wednesdays were wearing black armbands, and of course the flags at Hillsborough have been flying at half mast, and I believe will continue to do so until the QPR game as well. So yeah, it's been a bit of sad news. That obviously, I'm sure. I don't know what your guys' views on the monarchy are, but I'm sure if it was our darling dear Queen, who I could not be more of a fan of, passed away, I would be terribly devastated.
We'd all be gutted if James died, wouldn't we? Have I made a grave misunderstanding?
Anyway, my lord, I am the biggest royalist ever. I freaking love our royal family. And do you know what? Like, there are so many arguments, aren't there? There are the Daily Mail readers, there are the independent readers, there are so many people in between who don't believe in a royal family and whatever else. But at the end of the day, that guy has led Thailand for so many years now. Like, God bless her, Queen Liz is now the longest serving monarch ever. But it's a really, really sad time, and I'm sure, the amount of people that are turning the nose up at it won't turn the nose up at 2 days of mourning, heaven forbid, when our Queen dies. So I think it's brilliant that we're standing by and we're saying, yeah, do you know what? Flags at half-mast, elephants on the back, whatever we're going to do for it. I think that's brilliant. I think we totally need to do that. And as well, we've not got to forget the commercial side of this. Like, Mr. Chansiri is pushing us out into Thailand. We are a big team now in Thailand. People have heard of us, people are wearing the shirts and whatever else. So if we show that we're showing respect to their king, or late king, I think that's a really, really good thing. And I love that.
I love that, that like A1, big in Scandinavia. Sheffield Wednesday, big in Thailand. You know what I mean? Like with some has-been football, has-been early 2000 band that released Caught in the Middle. I enjoy it.
But no, it's a lovely mark of respect from the club, and I think Leicester obviously doing a similar sort of thing, because their owner is Thai as well. And I think it's nice and respectful that the club should do it, and maybe some of the fans should follow it as well. Right then, ladies and gents. So, a bit of news, Vix. Now, we did sort of brush over this a little bit last week, but you've been rather excited about a little do that we're having, aren't you, my darling?
Oh, a little do. I love a little do.
Yes. Bit of a do.
A bit of a do. So, I believe it's the 17th of December. Is that right?
That's right.
Yes. So, we are having a party. Hiya. At the Riverside Cafe. So we have teamed up with our friends, the Cop End, who are a big group on Facebook. They're on Twitter as well. And we are hosting a party, a Christmas party. And we're going to have, hopefully, karaoke, DJ, hopefully some ex-players or legends or whatever there. But to be fair, I'll be there, so what more do you need? And we're charging a £5 to get in, right? But every profit that we make from that night, and I say profit loosely, because I'm hoping that every penny, but we may well have to pay for a DJ, unless someone's a DJ and karaoke person who's listening that could come along for free. We're going to give it all to the Sheffield Wednesday Community Partnership, which obviously supports a lot of young people around Sheffield, gets them into football, gets them into education, whatever else. But we're hosting this party, and it's £5, so you can find it on Eventbrite. The links are on our Facebook and on the Cop End. So please book your tickets. I've booked mine. Have you guys booked yours? I don't know if you have. You do realise that you have to have a ticket, don't you?
Toga. Is it a toga party? We've never had a toga party at the Wednesday.
If you want to wear a toga, Eddie, you can wear a toga.
I'm going to bring the toga party back. It was very much a thing back in the day.
You do that. Eddie's going to wear a toga. So for £5, you can see Eddie in a toga and have cheap beer, a great bar, a great party, lots of Wednesday chat. Hopefully we'll have beaten Rotherham and we'll raise loads and loads of money for charity.
Well, to be fair, I mean, we've been doing this nonsense a long time now, haven't we, boys and girls? And it'd be lovely just to have a bit of a meet-up with some of the listeners. And because we know that there are lots and lots of people who listen to this podcast. We know the numbers. We can see you. But we don't get a huge amount of correspondence from a lot of the people that listen. So if you are one of those people, come and say hello. We'd really, 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 really like to have a little chat. And I'm sure that Victoria and James and everybody will all have us muffs out here, there and everywhere, won't we? So we can do a little bits for the podcast, and if you want to be on, by all means.
There'll be muffs aplenty, my lord.
There'll be muffs flying
do you know
everywhere.
what? Just to put it out there now, most of the people that have bought tickets so far that haven't been like me or Cleggy from the Cop End or a couple of others that are like podcasters or Cop End people have been people on their own that are coming to the game. So why not just stick around afterwards, book a cheap hotel, stay in Sheffield, have a good night out with everybody that's going to talk about stuff you want to talk about, and have a good night. That's, and it's all for charity. It's all for charity. And we're also, I'm hoping, I don't know if you guys have agreed yet, I'm sure the Cop End will be fine, but we're hopefully going to have some buckets out as well for Hayley's cancer appeal.
Buckets and muffs. Oh, I started that joke. Can we do that again?
Yeah, make jokes while Vic's talking about cancer appeal. Brilliant.
Yeah. I heard bucket went Stephen in with a gag, and then you went cancer appeal. Let's do it again.
I think that was fine. But no, I mean, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity just to come and say hello. So, and if we make a bit of cash in the process for various different charities, obviously, as Vic says, Hayley's cancer appeal had some devastating news. I'm sure everybody's seen the video that Hayley popped out here, there and everywhere. So if you can help with any way with that, please do so, because it is utterly heartbreaking. They've had some not great news on that particular front. So, and you'll find the details over there. So anything that we can do to help as a community that's not going to involve us shaving our hair off and having to look like Fessy, then we are more than happy to help with.
Has anybody noticed how low Fessy's hairline is down his forehead? Like the gap between his eyebrows. And his hairline is tiny. It's really weird because he used to
Oh no, Fudge is rebooted again. Oh no, Fudge XP is back.
Download iOS 10.1, everybody.
Fucking Windows 98.
Unfortunately, Fudgy, before you came on this evening, we did have a bit of a chat about length and girth. We didn't quite stretch it to foreheads, but it's the same sort of principle. There's no need for you to be biased about the girth of somebody's forehead or boy. It's not important.
Listen, I am 6'2". Everything's in proportion, including my forehead.
Oh my! You've got a massive forehead as well. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge and all wrinkly.
Your forehead.
Unnoted.
Yeah. It's all wrinkly. I was literally going to say ask Richard's kid, but then that's just a weird gag to make because he calls me Wrinkles. But then I realised we were doing double entendres, so I reined it in. Yeah, that's growth, that is.
And another thing, Victoria, that we've been sort of hanging on for you to really go at as well is our lovely new shop area, because there's
we have a shop.
Another one.
I know, yes, and this one's apparently a lot better and it's ethical. So there's no like little kids stitching this shit up. Like this is like proper stuff. So if you log on to www.twmill.co.uk, you can find t-shirts and hoodies and that's it. So we've taken everything else down.
Tote bag. Do we not have tote bags?
Oh yeah, you can have a tote bag. Yeah, there's a tote bag. There aren't any phone cases or tea towels anymore because no one bought them, so we got rid of them and put in more t-shirts. But we have loads of like funny t-shirts that if someone sees you out there, they go, "Oh my god, are you Eddie from the podcast?" And you're like, "No, but I'm wearing this shirt." So yeah, buy one. Thanks.
I must admit, old Lord H has purchased a t-shirt, so old Lord H may well be at a football stadium near you rather soon in a Wednesday
Hasn't
week.
he bought the t-shirt that you've bought, my lord?
Yes, he, obviously myself and old Lord H have impeccable taste, and for the podcast we have ordered t-shirts as well. It just so happens that we have ordered exactly the same shirt. So if you see a couple of bookends walking down with top hats on, if the top hats don't give it away, the t-shirts will, which is going to be brilliant. I've not won.
We should have done top hats. We should. Can we get top hats on this website? We should have.
Fudge, do you want to find us a shop that does top hats? Because I swear to God, right, I worked my arse off building this shop. And do you know what? You've got your own shirt on you. What does your shirt say on it?
It says Bosh! That's what it says.
Exactly. So you can buy a Bosh t-shirt for like £19 or something, but it is ethical.
Jesus.
That's the whole. Shut up!
It's an ethical Bosh.
It's ethical. It's an ethical Bosh.
Fudge, give us an ethical Bosh.
Bosh. I think that was a more middle class Bosh. To be fair, that was a.
Yeah, it wasn't more.
Bosh. Yes, that was a jazz club off a fast show. Bosh, wasn't it? That one. Great. Bosh.
Ethical Bosh is no first stop the fracking Bosh Palestine.
Yes, that's a more ethical Bosh.
Here's a question. Where would you find all of the following in one place? Chairs, tables, beer, Vic, James, more beer, Dick Yow, Eddie, more beer, and the rest of the Wednesday week gang. That's right, it's the Riverside Cafe's new outside bar. All of your favourite lagers, ciders, soft drinks and hand pump ales are now available outside. Come and see the gang and give it a try. The Riverside Cafe's new outside bar, now open on match days.
Right then, ladies and gents, so the last little bit for the show this evening, and of course we have some visitors to Hill. It seems like we've not been in Hillsborough for chuffing ages now, doesn't it? It seems to have been a really long week, but we've got QPR on their way to come and say hello, and QPR are a weird setup, aren't they? Because they're supposed to be doing really well, and they're not, are they? And it also seems that we're quite the start of a not great run for them, because they've got a few nasty little games after us as well.
Well, I mean, right, with QPR, I'm not worried about them. Chuck £5,000 in an envelope, Dapon. Mr. Chansiri, pass it over to JFH. He'll stick it in his pocket. We'll get a 3-0 win. Don't you worry about it. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you, Fudgy.
It's normally James who goes first, and it's all gone to shit because James isn't here.
Exactly. Everyone's waiting for him to give an actual opinion, and we can just bounce off it.
I think the point is, right, QPR, it's going to be a great game, I'm sure, whatever. But I'm more excited that I'm going to Eddie's house for tea afterwards.
And you know what? We're having fondue. It's going to be the most...
Of course
bizarre.
you're having fondue! You middle-class skiing holiday bastards! Of course you're having fondue! I was literally going to do "Are you having fondue" gag. I was literally about to say it, and the gag I was going to do got preceded by Eddie. He absolutely beat me to the punch. Are you having little bits of bread dipping in oil with vinaigrette in it, with balsamic vinegar as well?
No, just cheese.
He
does cheese fondue. It's awesome. I can't wait to do fondue.
It's the full 1970s style. So it's basically fondue.
Ring of Viennetta.
Yeah, fondue, Viennetta, cheap wine, hot tub, swinging, self-loathing. That's pretty much it.
And we are going to do a live video as well. So
at which point? Is it at the fondue point? Or the hot
probably
tub?
post fondue. Probably hot tub. Hot tub, I think, is a good shout.
No, when they're playing charades in front of the fireplace after hot fondue
Oh, I've become a terrible self-parody, haven't I? I've just realised.
Or maybe a Shiraz.
Yeah, but you say that, Eddie, but like every time I've been to your house, it's either been fondue or fillet steak. So it's bound to be one of the two. So
That's how I roll, boys. That's how I roll.
So there'll be a game against QPR, and I'm sure it'll be brilliant. Right then, ladies and gents, that's going to bring us to an end of this evening's proceedings. Victoria, my darling, if people would like to get hold of you over there on the social medias and find these wonderful fondue videos you're going to post, where can we do that, sweetie pie?
Oh my God, they're going to be awful, aren't they? You can find me at Victoria1867 on the Twitterage.
Fantastical. Eddie or Bean, if people want to find you over there on the Twitterati, where can we do that?
You can find me at Fondue Master 1867. No, you can find me. Yeah. Oh, I should do. You can find me at Sausage Arms as always. We will be at the Riverside ahead of the QPR game, and afterwards, you know what? If you're willing to bring some wine and your swimsuit, you can come and get involved.
Fondue-alicious.
And your car keys.
just imagine old John from the Boozer just turning in. Here, are you ready? I brought myself the key and can I get it, John?
Yeah, I enjoyed like a dying robot.
I enjoyed that. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Yeah, have I shut down the crowd? There's some quality banter, this.
It's some quality robot banter, Fudge.
Brilliant.
Are you driving again by any chance, Olby?
I am driving, yes. I am on a hands-free set, yes. I'm trying to get home from Bournemouth, and the signal is pish. But yes, normally, if you want to get hold of Eddie at this time of year, he's normally on a skiing holiday. But between the months of May and September, he's in Tuscany at some vineyard talking about skiing holidays and eating fondue. Is that right?
I tell you what, haters gonna hate, aren't they, Fudge? Haters gonna hate.
So
if people want to see a more sort of working class type of thing,
yeah, if you want to see working class knob gangs and videos of cats, get at Dan Fudge on Twitter down.
Oh dear. Of course, if you would like to follow me over there on Twitter, you can do that at Lord H. That's L0RD_H. You can follow us as a podcast group as well. What did that mean? We can do that at TWWcast. Before we do pop off this evening, we have had a little request, ladies and gents, from Craig Latham over there on Twitter, who is doing the zip wire over Hillsborough on the 12th of November. So if you would like to throw a few shekels Craig's way as well, he's doing that for the outside.
What, while he's on the zip wire? Can we stand underneath him and chuck pennies
just
at him?
aim and fire?
I'm sure Craig wouldn't mind.
I'm sure Eddie's got some euros left over from the last time he was, in La Rochelle.
No, I tell you what, I have, and you know what? When I took them out, they were worth about 150 quid. Now they're worth 950 pounds. That's the reason I'm feeling smug right now. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, if you would like to throw Craig a few shekels on or off the wire, he is doing this in aid of the Alzheimer's Society, and you can do that over there at justgiving/fundraising/Craig-Latham1. So please do pop over there, and of course we'll stick that little link out from the podcast feed as well. Ladies and gents, it's been a pleasure, as always. I am terribly sorry for the quality of this evening's show. We are rather tired. The Cardiff game's just finished. And to be honest, we're all just chuffed. But it has been a pleasure, as always. Be good, be safe, and we shall see you
real soon!
That was sounded rehearsed. That was brilliant.
There's a chance here, a great save. A turner from the clear. Mike Hunt, a terrific goal by Sheridan.
Brexman against Jones. Get in.
You could have two goalkeepers in there that would have troubles saving that.
Sorry, I'll say that again.
Saying they did put a free kick into Orbits, didn't he?
Sorry, I mean, I've got a really dodgy connection. All I'm getting is...
Yeah, that's what I said. So, obviously...
that's the most sense you've spoken all season, Lord.
So, when...
Are we still recording?
Well, we do panorama. Panorama's in our sides now.
Are we still recording? Are we still recording?
Probably not. That with